Jesus. I believe that he conquered death. I believe in the resurrection. I believe, say, I believe that his spirit's with us. I believe that he gives us power. I believe he is the Son of God. I believe it. I believe it. I believe in the life of Jesus. I believe in the life of Jesus. I believe, yes I do. Oh, I believe
What fortune lies beyond the stars? Those dazzling heights too fast to climb. I got so high to fall so far, but I found heaven as love swept low. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. Upward falling, spirit soaring. I touched the sky when my knees hit the ground. I see your fingerprints, the work of your hands. It's all in your hands. I see the evidence, leaving nothing to chance. The world's in your hands. So I rest in your promises. Now I am sure of this. I'm yours. Let the waters rise. I will stand as the oceans roar. Let the earth shake beneath me. Let the mountains fall. You are God over the storm, and I am yours. I hear the voice of love calling me home to where I belong. It cripples every fear, and the ones who will kneel will walk away healed. So I rest in your promises. Now I am sure of this. I'm yours. No power strong enough to separate me from your love. I'm yours. So let the waters rise. I will stand as the oceans roar. Let the earth shake beneath me. Let the mountains fall. You are God over the storm, and I am yours. Even the thunder and the wind obey at the command of my Father. Father, I set my feet upon your mighty name. So let the rain fall harder, harder. So take my everything, my flesh and blood. I lay me down on the altar, altar. I am forever covered in your love. So let the rain fall. So let the waters rise. I will stand as the oceans roar. Let the earth shake beneath me. Let the mountains fall. You are God over the storm, and I am yours. Let the waters rise. I will stand as the oceans roar. Let the earth shake beneath me. Let the mountains fall. You are God over the storm, and I am yours. You are God over the storm, and I am yours. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. trials should come, let this blessed assurance control that Christ hath regarded my helpless estate and hath shed his own blood for my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin, not in part, but the whole, is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well with 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 my You are here, moving in our midst.
Isn't live TV exciting? Now we have lights. Good morning. Welcome. Good to see you all. We're keeping it all in-house today, so please welcome back Katie Michaelis.
Doctors have come from distant cities just to see me stand over my bed, disbelieving what they're seeing. They say I must be one of the wonders of God's own creation. And as far as they can see, they can offer no explanation. Newspapers ask intimate questions, want confessions. They reach into my head to steal the glory of my story. They say I must be one of the wonders of God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer no explanation. Ooh, I believe fate smiled and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle.
this child will be gifted with love, with patience, and with faith. She'll make a way. She'll make a way. People see me, I'm a challenge to your balance. I'm over your heads, how I confound you and astound you to know I must be one of the wonders of God's own creation. And as far as you see, you can offer me no explanation. Ooh, I believe fate smiled and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle. No, this child will be able. Laughed as she came to my mother. No, this child will not suffer. Laughed as my body she lifted. No, this child will be gifted with love, with patience, and with faith. She'll make a way. She'll make a way. She'll make a way.
Thank you very much, Katie. That was so beautiful. We're so happy to have you with us today. And Steve, great. You all are a great duo. Thank you very much. We look forward to more beautiful music during the service. So welcome, everyone. Those of you in the sanctuary and those of you out in the world. We're so glad that you decided to spend your Sunday morning with us. We know you had many choices, so welcome. I just want you to know that if you're here for the first time, either again online or in the sanctuary, just know that we are just absolutely a unapologetically inclusive spiritual community, which simply means to us no matter who you are, no matter where you are in your spiritual journey or in your life, you are unequivocally welcome here. You will find us to be a very welcoming community. So, and speaking of welcoming, there are welcome packets in the lobby on the table by the front door if you'd like to grab one on the way out. And then if you're in-house, on the pew in front of you, you should find a yellow guest information card. If you'd like to fill that out, we do not harass people in any way. We're not about harassment here. But we would offer you a year's subscription to our Daily Word magazine. If you turn the card over, there's a little square to mark that, which you'll hear from in a few minutes from our prayer chaplain. It's a beautiful little daily devotional. And also, if you're in-house and you would like prayers, direct one-on-one prayers for something heavy on your heart or for a celebration, we have a highly trained prayer chaplain, Karen Prechtel, who will be praying with you after service. Karen, will you be on that side? She'll be over on that side, and you'll see her in just a few minutes. She's going to read the daily word. And if you're watching online, we offer the same things to you. We can absolutely gift you a year's subscription to our Daily Word magazine if you just do the Contact Us section on our website, unitystl.org. If you're in-house, just fill out the card, and we'll make that happen for you too. And you will be able to pray with Karen after the service. So the youth ed teachers have asked me to announce one thing, and that is with the kids being home for the summer, Feed My People is going to need extra food to feed the kids. And so when you bring your donations, it's the cart in the lobby, the shopping cart in the lobby. When you bring your donations for Feed My People, try to remember the kids and try to feature some kids' snacks. Some that might be a little bit healthy would be good too. So also something new that I'm so excited to announce, because I wanted to do this for a long time. We have a person who's been visiting for a while, Joel Talo. Is Joel here today? Maybe not. Okay. He is a certified, is he? Oh, I'm sorry, Joel, I didn't see you over there. There he is. Okay. He is a certified yoga instructor, and he has offered to do a yoga class here. Isn't that exciting? Whoops. We've wanted that for a long time. So thank you, Joel. We've wanted that for a long time. So if you go out the front door and to the left, there's a sign-up sheet on the table, and we're just trying to get input about how many people would be interested and whether you think day or evening would be better for you, and what kind of yoga you would most like. chair or regular, and maybe he could even do a hybrid. We'll see. But just go ahead and sign up, and we'll see. We're thinking like $10 a class would pay Joel a little bit, and then we would get part of the profit too. So I'm just so excited about that. So everybody, sign up if you're interested. And this is for anybody in the whole community. This is not just for us. It's anybody. If you have family, friends, neighbors, pass the word, and everybody's welcome. Okay, with that said, we're going to go up to our upcoming events. They're on our website, Facebook page, and included in your newsletter. They will also be shown at the end of service. So if you miss one, you can look then. And if you would like to be added to our wonderful newsletter, there's a sign-up sheet in the lobby for that. So, upcoming events. Today, we're having our hospitality ministry meet at noon in the adult classroom. The adult classroom, for anybody who's new and would like to join us, is through the bookstore. And the hospitality ministry is in charge of all our fun and fundraising activities. So they do a great job. If you'd like to just come and see what it's all about, you can join. Today, we'll particularly be focusing on our bingo night. And if you would like just to work on that and then disappear afterwards, that's okay too. So everybody's welcome. And Mary Tuminello is the chair. Mary, would you raise your hand so people know? If you have any questions, you can ask Mary. Okay, the rest of the week, crafters and quilters are going to meet on the 18th, women's night out, and men's night out is tomorrow evening. The women are going to meet at Viviano's in Fenton at 5:30, and the men at Buffalo Wings at Grabois Bluffs at 6. That's just a fun event. It's not a spiritual gathering, it's just getting together and getting to know people better. And everybody is welcome, so let us know about that. Our grief support group meets near the end of the month, the last Wednesday of the month on the 24th. I see Lisa Wagner-Dagling is in the room. She is an amazing facilitator. Trust me, I know good facilitation when I see it, and she's amazing. So again, anyone is welcome. If you have friends or family who've lost loved ones, that's the only qualification. This particular group is for people who've lost someone they love, but there's no time frame because there's no time frame in grief. So we meet in the adult classroom from 1 to 3, every fourth Wednesday of the month, okay? And lastly, Jackie Dietman's memorial service will be held here at 11 a.m. on the 27th. I just found out that Jackie has been a member of this church since like the 60s. It's unbelievable how long she has, and we were so important to her. So if you knew her, please try to come. I'd like there to be a nice, crowd to welcome her family. And even if you didn't know her and you just want to find out about her, just show up. Just an hour's service probably, and then lunch downstairs. Okay, so save the date for the bingo night. It is August 14th, $20 for adults and $10 for kids. We did one last year, and we kind of talked about some things that we'd like to do differently. So we're going to make a few little changes to make it go a little more smoothly. That's what you do, just keep improving, right? So at this point, I'm very happy to announce that we have 3 people who have asked to become full members of First Unity Church of St. Louis. So would you 3 please come up? Come on up. Let's do it in alphabetical order here. Okay, so that would be, let's see, Julie, Michael, and Tom on the end. Is that okay? All right. Okay, here we go. Okay. Jesus said in Matthew 18:10, "Where 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them." Julie Bogman, Michael Rustler, and Tom Tessero, right? I get all your names right. For Unity membership, there are no requirements other than a desire to know God, to be willing to unfold spiritually, and to align in Spirit's truth of being. We offer no prescribed doctrine or creed other than to seek the truth and to follow the only commandments that Jesus gave us, which were, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself." Unity people unite so that we can more effectively form a community to support one another. We unite to work together, help one another, join in our prayers, thoughts, and spiritual powers for the enrichment of our own lives and to bless all humankind. In this manner, we strive to be a force for good, to work to express godness and goodness in the world. So in our unity of purpose, in our love of God, and as dedicated students of truth, we believe that the revealment of truth direct from Spirit is the rock upon which the Church of Christ is built. We believe that a church is not really a place, but always a people. Never a fold, but always a flock. Never a sacred building, but always a believing assembly. The church is you who pray, not where you pray. All things created by the divine are sacred. The only true sanctuary is truly within. We know that God is spirit, and Jesus says, they that worship him must worship in spirit and truth. Unity means oneness, and the real unity is gathering together in Christ consciousness. So as we, individual students of truth, unite in spirit, draw in cooperation and friendship through invisible bonds of love and dedication to the gospel, truth, that Jesus and other wisdom teachers taught, lived, and proved, we grow spiritually and strengthen one another. So now, Julie, Michael, and Tom, as minister of the First Unity Church of St. Louis, it is my absolute privilege to receive you into full and active membership of First Unity Church. And so give them a hand. Yay. And we're going to do a blessing in a minute, but now step aside. This is our board president, Ben Foreman Sauter. I got it right, Foreman Sauter. And he has a gift for you, not only your certificate, but a book from our bookstore. And you are all different and in different places in your path, so feel free to trade that book for anything you want in the bookstore. Just go in and if maybe you already have it or you'd rather have something different. So before you return to your seats, let's extend to our newest members our unity blessing. In case you're a guest or you're new, it is we love you, we bless you, we behold the Christ in you. Together? Let's stand to do this, because you're going to be standing anyway in a minute, okay? Together? Here we go. We love you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ as you. Welcome to First Unity. Give them another hand. Woo, thank you. Hugs all around. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Michael. Tom, so good to have you. Take care. All right, you all may be seated, and please join us after service to get to know them better downstairs for coffee and conversation. That would be great. And so I meant for you to stay standing, but I didn't say so, did I? You may stand again if you're willing and able to do our first community song, which is I Am the Thinker by Sue K. Riley, led by Katie and accompanied by our wonderful Steve. Thank you.
I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am beauty, I am joy. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light and brighten someone's darkest night. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Karen Prechtel, and I have the privilege of being your prayer chaplain this morning. I'll be over by the window over in the corner, and I am so privileged to pray with you for whatever is on your heart, and all prayers are kept confidential. So today, it's like a perfect unity reading. Our daily word is appreciation. I express appreciation for my many blessings. Shall we say that together? I express appreciation for my many blessings. It has been said that what I appreciate appreciates. The more that I give thanks for what I have, the more blessings that I will discover. Practicing gratitude in all circumstances helps me realize how abundantly I am blessed. When I remember all the good that God is, more good is revealed to me. Taking a breath, I give thanks for life. Opening my eyes, I give thanks for the clarity of spiritual vision. Listening deeply, I give thanks for divine wisdom. With each bite of food, every sip of water, I feel so grateful for my body and my physical senses. There's so much to appreciate, from the small, everyday things to life's most grand events. Giving thanks with my whole heart brings me joy. I practice appreciation for all that I am, all that I have, and all that I will do. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds, from Psalm 9:1. And so now let's take a moment to pray together. You can take that breath and close your eyes to allow sacred presence to be here with us. We give thanks for this day, for our spiritual community, and for the many blessings that we share. May our gratitude lift all the people that we meet in peace and love. And so it is. Amen.
If you're familiar with this next song, please feel free to sing along. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down. Come on down, don't you wanna go down? Oh, sisters, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down. Come on down, don't you wanna go down? Come on, brothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, family, let's go down. Come on down, don't you wanna go down? Come on, family, let's go down, down in the river to pray.
Thank you both. That was beautiful. So many of you know the parable of the stranded man. It seems like there was a giant flood in his neighborhood, and the water was just beating down, rising quickly. So he wisely climbed up on the roofs. And once he got up there, instead of being afraid, he was a man of faith, and so he prayed. He prayed, God, I know you're going to save me from this. So just a few minutes later, with the water really rising, a boat came by, just a little fishing boat. And the guy hollered up and said, Sir, you better come on down, climb down and get in my boat and I'll take you to safety. And the man said, oh, no, thank you, but no thanks. God's going to save me. So a few more minutes passed, maybe like a half hour passed. The water was almost to the top of the roof, and a second boat came by, but this was like a really fast speedboat. And again, the guy hollered up and said, Sir, I'm just going to come right back. You just jump right down on my boat, and I'm going to save you. And once again, the guy goes, oh, no. I don't need you. I'm going to let God save me. And finally, last thing, he was just, like the water was this close to his neck, and he looked up and there was a helicopter. And the helicopter lowered the ladder and hollered, quick, grab the ladder. I'm gonna get you out of this. Once again, he said, oh, no, I'm waiting for God to save me. So not surprisingly, the man didn't make it. He passed, right? So he got to heaven. This is not exactly a Unity story, but at any rate, he got to heaven, and he said to God, I can't believe you let me drown. I was waiting for you. And God looked at him and he said, Son, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. Just what did you expect? So it's an old story, but it really illustrates the fact that God works through us and that we have to be open and receptive to that guidance. As the Quakers say, pray and move your feet. Pray and move your feet. So perhaps when it comes to putting spiritual principles into our lives, maybe we've all been that man on the roof. So today we continue a series on the book, The Unstoppable You, 7 Ways to Tap into Your Potential for Success. As many of you know, John Maxwell, the author, is an international speaker, leadership consultant, and New York Times best-selling author. In this book, he highlights 7 ways that you can tap into your potential to overcome obstacles, solve problems, and get the results you thought to be impossible. Although here we always say, with God, what? All things are possible. So we'll begin today, for those of you who are here for the first time, I don't want you to miss out, and we probably all could use a review. We'll begin with the principles we've already talked about, the first 5. So the first one, this is again from the book, The Unstoppable You. The first one is harness unstoppable energy. Focus on your strengths and keep your energy high. The second one is develop unstoppable emotional strength. Build resilience to overcome challenges. And the third one, become an unstoppable thinker. In Unity, we teach that our thoughts do have power to create our reality. Number 4, cultivate unstoppable creativity. Learn to connect the things that seem to be unconnected. Believe in answers. And number 5, foster unstoppable relationships. Value, believe in, and respect other people. Maybe we should all get t-shirts like that, right? That would be a good idea. So, first of all, number 6, moving on to the next one, is accomplish unstoppable results. Now we're getting to where we're talking about the results. How's that showing up in our lives? And Maxwell asked the questions, do you believe you have the ability to establish great unstoppable results? And he reminds us, you don't have to be a genius, talented, rich, experienced, educated, or lucky to achieve results. What do you have to be? You have to be willing to work for it. You have to be willing to work for it. So luckily, will is one of our 12 spiritual powers. The power of will leads us to make choices and take actions based on spiritual truth. Something that the guy on the roof didn't quite do, right? Charles Fillmore tells us this power moves all the other powers to action. And Maxwell notes, negative people in the world will try to convince you that you can't get ahead. There are people who will tell you that the system is rigged, that you're on the bottom, that you don't have what it takes. Don't believe them. Maxwell says, don't believe them. You may feel down, but you do not have to be down or stay down. And as we sometimes say in Unity, don't let negative people live rent-free in your heads. Just make them go away. So the next strategy is, and it's very much related, you need to be ready to climb. Maxwell says everything worthwhile in life Everything you want and desire to achieve is uphill. The problem is most people have uphill dreams but downhill habits. That's from Maxwell. So if you cannot slide your way to success. In other words, you have to go up, you can't go down, is his theory. And he shows us a difference between a life of climbing and downhill sliding. So I think I'm going to ask you to do these with me because there are a bunch of them. So we're going to look at the uphill slide and then the downhill slide, and I'd like you to say them out loud with me. Okay, first of all, uphill, everything worthwhile. Downhill, nothing worthwhile. Next, high self-respect, low self-esteem. Positive momentum, negative momentum. Wins on the uphill climbing side. On the downhill sliding side, losses. High morale and low morale. Making a difference, not making a difference. Self-improvement, no improvement. Purposeful, aimless. So he ends this with saying, are you willing to work for an uphill life? Is it worth it to work for all of those wonderful qualities on the left-hand side? This reminds me of a story about a youth ed teacher who was a substitute, and she showed up one day at a church, and she had been given the combination to the closet that she had to get in to get all the supplies for the kids, but she forgot the combination. She was a little embarrassed, but she found the minister, and she said, I'm so sorry, can you give me the combination? And he said, oh, sure. So he, fiddled with the lock a little bit, the combination lock, and he couldn't open it either. He'd forgotten it also. So he stood there for a few minutes, and he looked up, and his lip was mumbling, and lips were, moving, and he turned to her, and he gave her the combination, and he opened the door, the lock. And she said, oh, my gosh, that is just amazing. You are such a man of faith and power. And he said, oh, well, actually, you're giving me too much credit. The combination is on a piece of tape on the ceiling. So I love that story. And actually, this metaphor of looking up or climbing up has metaphysical meaning. It has a deeper meaning than you might imagine. According to our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, in the book Revealing Word, mountain represents an exalted state of mind where divine guidance may be perceived and unfolded. It's a state of spiritual realization. And up or upper, it really symbolizes the high state of mind that we assume in thinking about spiritual things. So many times in the Gospels, Jesus looks up, and we're just going to look at a few just real quickly. In Matthew 14:9, Jesus looks up before blessing the loaves and fishes. I know you probably can't read the text, but it's right before he blesses the loaves and fishes, feeds 5,000 people with like 5 loaves and 6 fish, looks up and blesses them and multiplies the fishes. The next one, and some of you will remember this from our story, from our work with the story of Lazarus, it's in John 11:14. Jesus looks up thanking God before Lazarus is raised from the dead. In Mark 7:34, he looks up from healing the deaf and mute man. And in John 17:1, Jesus looks up before praying a final prayer with his disciples. So many times he looks up. And in many of these events, I know it's maybe a little small for you to read, but in many of these events, many of the Bible versions say Jesus looked up to heaven. Some don't say that. So where did Jesus tell us again and again and again that heaven was? Shout it out. If you know it, you should. A lot of you should know it. It is where? It is within. Heaven is within us. So Maxwell might be right that some of our dreams will require some uphill work. I don't disagree with him on that. But looking up has a different meaning. Looking up always in the Bible means rising to a higher consciousness, evolving. Remembering the presence of God is with and within us always, no exceptions. And Maxwell says downhill is easy. It doesn't take any effort. It has no big picture for the future, only instant gratification. On the other hand, moving up requires intentionality, energy, determination, hard work, and consistency. Moving upward requires us to keep our eye on the big picture, remain determined, and do our work. My first Unity teacher here always said, Unity principles work if you work them. So doing the work. Benjamin Mays says, this tragedy of life is not found in failure, but complacency. Not in you doing too much, but in your doing too little. Not in you living above your means, but in living below your capacity. It's not failure, but aiming too low. That is life's greatest tragedy, aiming too low, being less than we really could be. So the next strategy, it's kind of, these are all related. Before I say that, Maxwell does say our challenge is to change from what we have been doing, all those habits that we have acquired through the years, to what we are capable of doing. And we know that we are capable of doing a lot. So the next strategy is visualize your ideal results. Maxwell asks, do you have a vision for what you want to accomplish? You can hit the next slide. Thank you. Do you have a vision for what you want to accomplish? Have you created a mental picture of what you desire? A picture of your ideal destination is where you need to start. Now, the good news is we have two spiritual powers working together to help us do that. Let's go back to that slide. Sorry, Jeremiah. Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. That's one of his principles. Begin with the end in mind. Keep that end, that thing you want, clearly in your mind. And we have two spiritual powers that help us do that. And they work together, faith and imagination. Faith is that quality that enables us to look beyond our senses, to believe in what is not yet seen. And imagination enables us to visualize in our minds what we desire. And it's not just getting that mental picture. Another really important piece is getting your feelings working around it. Feel the joy you're going to feel when whatever it is you desire is really manifest. That's an important piece of it. Some of you will remember a story that illustrates this. A farming community was suffering from severe drought. And I mean, the crops weren't living, and people couldn't feed themselves, and they couldn't take in money to support themselves from selling their produce and all of that. And so one of the ministers in the little town decided to just have a prayer vigil where he called all the people together from many faiths to pray for rain. So they all gathered, and he was up in front, and he was kind of looking around to see who was there, and he was ready to pray, or he did pray, I guess. And they were all kind of mumbling and grumbling and complaining and begging God, oh, please, please, God, we need this rain, and that sort of prayer. That's not the way we pray in unity, but that sort of prayer. And then all of a sudden, the minister realized that the crowd had just opened up, and there was a little girl in the back, and she was walking up front, and she was holding her umbrella. And that's the kind of belief we need to have, to be able to see it and be prepared for it. I love that story. So the next strategy is start working before you have all the answers. Now, this might seem a little counterintuitive to some of you who are really left-brained and, want to have it very sequential, but he says don't follow into the trap of thinking you have to know the perfect way to achieve your dream or desire. If you wait until you have all the answers, you'll never start. You just will get overwhelmed with it. He says you need a clear vision for what you're trying to do, but you also need to take action in the face of uncertainty. And isn't that something that we human beings sometimes don't like? We don't like uncertainty. So we can hold our vision, keep the faith, and leave the how up to God. Now, this doesn't mean we sit on the rooftop waiting for an intervention. It doesn't mean that at all. But through prayer, time in the silence, and drawing on what we know about our God, we can bring forth the power of wisdom. And that means we exercise discernment and spiritual judgment. That's one of our most important powers. So Martin Luther King Jr. said, faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. And sometimes our guidance is incremental. We don't always get the whole guidance at once. We get enough to take one step, and then that leads us to the next step, and that leads us to the next step. So Maxwell notes we have to be willing to take a step forward, upward. While in our human skins, we might want to take a giant quantum leap, we have to be willing to take that sometimes uncertain first step. Lao Tzu said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So the next strategy is not easy for some of us. It's probably not easy for most of us. So I invite you to take a deep breath. Are you ready? It is be willing to fail. Be willing to fail. How's that set with you? Probably not all that good, right? But Maxwell says the willingness to make mistakes, fall down, look foolish, and fall short may seem counterintuitive to achieving your goal. It's not. Everybody fails. Failure is not final. He invites us to just learn from it. And the next slide will show you that. Let what didn't work tell you what does work. Okay? Every time you make a mistake, no matter how small or large, you learn from it. You do it differently the next time around. That's the power of it. So the next strategy is stay focused. Stay focused. Maxwell says, how long do you stick with something to make it work? Do you hang in there for a long time, or do you give up easily? If you have a habit of quitting, it's time to break it. Do the one thing you need to do today to get closer to the end result and stick with it. Stick with it. And we actually have a power, once again, another power that helps us do that, helps us stick with things. Does anybody know what it is? Anybody remember? Well, I'm doing a heck of a job up here, aren't I? We haven't done the 12 powers in a long time. Maybe we need to revisit them. It's our power of strength. It's our power of strength. The power of strength allows us to accomplish, hold firm to spiritual principles, and keep on keeping on. It doesn't let you forget. It just keeps you on the right track. And that's very much related to the next strategy, and that is, Maxwell says, it's keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Maxwell says to get more done, don't think in terms of tasks being right or wrong, good or bad. Just ask yourself one question, and before we go to the question, I would say he's not talking about moral and ethical, good and bad. He's talking about whether your strategy will work, good or bad. That's what he means by that. So the next question is, will this action move me forward toward my vision? Indecision, he says, freezes people and keeps them from being successful and keeps them from taking any positive action. Real quickly, I was listening to the radio on my way here this morning on NPR, and they were interviewing some jazz musician who's 84. Sorry, I didn't catch his name. And they asked him, what is your legacy? What do you want for your legacy? And he said, I don't care one whit about my legacy. He said, I care about the music I'm still doing right this minute. And he said, I'm going to keep on doing it until the 4 wheels fall off the bus. I love that. I thought I could use that this morning, so that was great. So the next one is evaluate your results and keep improving. He says, Maxwell says, you will keep improving only if you evaluate your results and make adjustments. So you evaluate along the way. So ask yourself this question. What's working? Ask yourself what's working that could be improved. Even though it's working, it could be better. Ask yourself what worked yesterday but could or should be scrapped to make way for tomorrow. So sometimes we even have to move away from those things that we thought were good ideas at the time because we're open to better ideas. And the last one is strive to be better today than you were yesterday. Life is a daily opportunity to grow and become more. And Maxwell says, you won't be better tomorrow if you don't find ways to improve today. So one of my favorite New Thought ministers, Reverend Michael Beckwith, and a lot of you have heard this again and again because it's one of my favorite quotes, he said, there is a vibratory frequency with every turn of the earth. If you're the same as you were 360 days ago, you didn't stand still, you went backward. Our mission in this life is to constantly unfold so that we can reveal more and more of our divine potential. And then one more, I don't have a slide for this, but it's somebody that you might have heard of, Martha Smock, who was director of Silent Unity for many, many years, in her book Turning Points, says, you are meant to be alive and enthusiastic. You are meant to press forward eagerly. You are meant to grow and unfold spiritually. You are meant to know that God is the power in you, the power at work in your affairs, the power at work in all of our lives, and the power of work in all of your dear ones' lives, the power of work in the world. You are at a turning point. Do not give up. And so it is. So now we're going to take a moment to just affirm together the great truth about our God that makes all this possible. This is being said in unity churches all over the globe today. Join me, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and at work in my life. God, the good, omnipotent, and so it is.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God.
And so now I invite you to prepare for prayer and meditation by just gently closing your eyes if you've not already done so, and if that's comfortable for you. Relax in your seat, put your feet flat on the floor, and just breathe. Take a deep restorative breath, hold it in for a few seconds, and then gently, slowly release. Again, breathe in. Know the feeling of the presence of the divine expressing fully in you, and then just release. And as you release the breath, feel your body relax and your mind clear. In this sacred time, be willing to let go, release any fears, worries, or angst that is keeping you from being fully present to this now moment. So in this consciousness, just feel the living, loving presence of Spirit moving through you. Center your mind and your heart in that inner sanctuary of your own soul, where you know there is only love, peace, and truth. Unity Minister Eric Butterworth writes, God's love is so great, God's wisdom is so infinite, that God has given unto humankind that which is pure and perfect, that which is begotten only of God. Your sole purpose right here, right now, is to realize the dramatic truth that you are one with the Most High. You are at this very moment and always immersed in the Holy Spirit of light, love, and peace. Created in the image and likeness of God, you are endowed with the intelligence, life, substance of Spirit. The eternal essence of God is your true nature. The Christ is the individualized presence of God within you, and all the powers of the Christ are your divine inheritance. How can you be anything less than unstoppable? So in this consciousness, I invite you to bring into your mind's eye a dream or a desire. Maybe it's one you've been working with. Maybe it's one that's just evolving today. And just remember and know in the early Latin, the word desire meant of or from the Father. So know that if your dream is for your greater good and the greater good of all humankind, it is absolutely divine will for you. You are here on this earth to manifest your greatness. Be willing to use your powers of faith and imagination to bring your dream to life, along with your power of wisdom, to be open and receptive to divine guidance and strength in order to hold fast to spiritual principles. So now, for just a few moments in the silence, in a moment, I'm going to invite you to become still and prepare to listen to the guidance of your inner Christ presence. Contemplate the joy and peace you will feel when you successfully achieve your dream, and know that it's going to enrich your life and the lives of the entire world. Do this now for just a few moments in the silence. So now, as we come back together as a greater spiritual community, whether you're a long-time member or a first-time visitor, we express gratitude for our lives, our God-given powers, our principles, and for one another. For all of our many blessings, we say thank you, Divine Spirit, and so it is, and so we joyously allow it to be. In and through the power of the Christ, we say thank you, God. Amen.
But thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk. Let me walk close to thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. And when my feeble life is o'er, and time for me shall be no more, guide me gently, safely o'er to thy kingdom shore, to thy shore. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear
That was beautiful. Thank you, Katie and Steve, for using your amazing talents with us. We appreciate you both so much. In the next life, I'm going to be able to sing like Katie. Put my order in already. So now we come to that time of our service where we just pause, reflect, and give thanks for our many blessings. We really appreciate your financial donations as we depend upon them to keep our doors open and to reach out into the community and serve more and more people, enrich more and more lives. So for everyone, contributions can be made by Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, and our newest option, Zephy, which is a donation platform that does not charge any percentage-based fees at all. That means 100% of your gift comes to us directly, and Zephy is completely free for our church. So there's no fee for us to do that. So there's more about that as our wonderful webmaster, Carol Ellerman, who just has a way with words, has a great description of how to do that if you want to start doing that. So just hit the donate button also on our UDSTL or YouTube channel, and we still accept checks and cash dropped off or in the mail, and there's a box in the back for those of you who are in-house. So knowing that we are one with divine source and each other, please join me in our prosperity blessing. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We affirm that God is our source, and we are grateful for prosperity in our personal lives and in our spiritual community. So now I invite you to stand for our prayer for protection, if you're willing and able. Together, the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. The presence indwells us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. So thank you all for joining us today. Together, we are the First Unity Church of St. Louis. We look forward to seeing you next week. As a vibrant, inclusive spiritual community, we come together to express godness and goodness in the world. Our service will end today with, especially dedicated to our new members, the song entitled My Soul is Welcome Here. And I'd like you to come downstairs and join us and greet our new members. And thank you, Katie and Steve.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. We live